When it comes to being social with strangers, introverts may not be the best. They love their alone time, but that doesn't mean they don't crave human interaction. So what is it actually like to be an introvert? If you are a first-time viewer, click the red subscribe button because today we are diving deep into 10 things only introverts would understand. Eating alone is fine. For some reason, it has become somewhat taboo to dine alone. People may actually feel sorry for you if you go out and eat by yourself. But for introverts, this is not a problem at all. In fact, they would sometimes prefer to eat alone. Not only will they not have to deal with small talk, they can actually enjoy their meal in peace. And more times than not, they make sure to secure their solitude by wearing headphones or reading a book. It can wait. When it comes to checking their phones, an introvert doesn't see any sort of rush. Most of the time, their phone isn't even close to them. When they get a phone call, they know that it's probably not a friend because they know better than to call. Introverts don't really like talking on the phone. Texting is the best way to communicate, but even then, they don't see a rush to respond. Canceled plans are the best. Not only do they dread getting party invites most of the time, but actually showing up to a party of strangers can be their worst nightmare. That's why when plans or parties get canceled, it's the best thing ever. They don't have to get dressed up or deal with the anxiety that comes with plans with a lot of new people. They are more than happy to have plans with a small group of friends, but they would much rather be at home reading or watching Netflix. No new friends. When it comes to making friends, they probably take the process nice and slow. Introverts can easily talk to anyone, but small talk can quickly become boring. What makes it even harder is introverts don't exactly like to let their walls down quickly. They have their group of friends and stick with them. Surprisingly, introverts thrive online because it's a less intimate environment and they can take their time with responding to others. Work is work. When it comes to work, introverts only see it as a place to get their job done. It's not a place for them to make new friends or chit-chat. They want to go in, do their job, and go home. They can easily become distracted and annoyed when their coworkers are being too chatty or seem like they aren't working. To an introvert, this seems lazy, and they just can't get why some people think work is a social hour when there is so much work to actually be done. Needless to say, they work better alone. Alone time is awesome. People need to remember that just because someone is alone all the time, it doesn't mean they're actually lonely. No one knows this better than an introvert. In fact, there is nothing better to an introvert than having alone time. Yes, they will socialize every now and then, but having one big night out can last them for a while. They know that being alone makes them happy and they will never actually get bored. They are perfectly content with being alone and are very independent. Having a clear schedule. While some people might be depressed that they don't have any social weekend plans, an introvert loves a clear schedule. This gives them time to read, binge watch shows on Netflix, and just relax. They don't have to worry about the anxiety that comes with group events and don't have to even put on pants. They have no fear of missing out because to them, missing out is not being at home alone with a good book or TV show. Online ordering. One of the best inventions ever to an introvert is the online shopping cart. They can get everything they need from groceries to a new wardrobe. What's even better is they can do it from the comfort of their own home without having to interact with other people. Introverts also know how awesome ordering food online is. Just the thought of having to call a restaurant to place an order will make them skip a meal altogether. Empty seats. When it comes to public transportation or movie theaters, introverts don't freak out when someone doesn't sit next to them. They don't automatically assume something is wrong with them. For an introvert, it's just the opposite. They love when they're lucky enough to sit alone in public. They don't have to worry about someone trying to make small talk with them, and they have their space. Most of the time, they won't even give strangers an option to sit next to them because their bag will occupy the free space next to them. The struggle is real. Now, it may seem that introverts are these independent creatures who don't want any sort of a human contact, but that isn't the case. Most of the time, they really long to be with their friends and loved ones, but they also want to be alone at the same time. The struggle they are constantly going through is the need to be with someone, but also wanting their independence. Most introverts have that one person they can call when they are feeling lonely. Usually, it's someone they can sit alone with that they don't have to entertain or talk to. They just find comfort in their presence.